So Samsung Galaxy A52 is one of the hottest mid-range smartphones of the year, and it's starting to reach that point now where it's getting hard to recommend flagship phones. There are a couple features of the A52 that back in the day you would only find on flagships, like the 90Hz Super AMOLED 1080p display, or the 64 megapixel main camera with its 12 megapixel ultra wide. Even its all-day battery life with its 4500 mAh battery, 5G, the under-display optical fingerprint sensor. So yeah, you can clearly tell from the feature set that it has some pretty sick features. But I do want to say though that it looks very nice. I love the design and the feel of this phone. It looks premium, and I would say it feels premium too, even though it's made of plastic. And that camera bump makes it look even more premium. So it's a quad camera setup with a main 64 megapixel sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and depth sensor. And I would say photos look okay. One thing though, before I snap a picture, I noticed the quality seems worse. So I think it's down to better image processing. I don't know. Let me know what you think, for those who already have the A52. The ultra-wide is a fun addition, and it's not as detailed as the main, but it's fine. And the macro and depth sensors, well, okay. Portrait mode is fine, but it's wide because there's no telephoto. There's super steady mode at 4K at 30 frames per second, and something called super slow-mo. All nice and cool features, but in the end it's just that main 64 megapixel sensor. And on the front of the phone there is a 32 megapixel front-facing camera with HDR, and it's okay, but with human faces there's a kind of smoothing going on. There's also 4K 30, which is nice, I guess. Still on the front we have a 6.5 inch 90Hz Super AMOLED display. It's a 1080p display with a hole punch cut out in the middle of the top area. No doubt the coolest part of the display is the refresh rate, and it's the first time actually that I'm experiencing 90Hz, and immediately I can say I felt the difference. It's refreshing. Beneath the display you'll find its internals. It's running a slightly weaker SoC. It's the 720G chipset from Qualcomm. Now this is the non-5G variant, so the 4G one. The 5G one runs 750G. So yeah. This is a mid-range chipset from 2020, and it's good enough for 2021 actually. It claims better battery life and even thermals, which is something I noticed. It does get warm in hotter temperatures, so out in the sun with the brightness, at the max, it's warm, but nothing too alarming. And like I said earlier, it's a one-day phone, for most people anyway. I found myself charging only once at the end of the day, plus it has 25 watts fast charging, so nice combo. Cheap phones are getting good. There's more competition in the mid-range market, and that's pushing everyone to improve, and we, as consumers, benefit. Flagships would be flagships, but in terms of value for money, I'll say the gap is getting smaller. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you when you see me.